You didn't choose this life. This life chose you. And once it does, there is no way out. The Russian Bratva is not the Italian mafia. There are no fancy suits, no golden rules, no gentleman's code, no mercy. This is the most brutal, most feared, and most misunderstood criminal organization on the face of this earth. It was born in the frozen prisons of the Soviet Union. It survived wars, collapse of empires, and decades of police pressure. And today it controls billions of dollars across every continent on this planet. Today, you are going to live every single rank inside this organization, from the very bottom of the frozen street all the way to the top of the throne. Every rank has a price. Are you ready to pay it? Rank 1, the Byki, level 1, the Byki, the muscle. You're nothing yet. You are a warm body with fists, and you better remember that every single second of every single day. You stand outside in -20-degree weather, you hold the door, you watch the car, you follow the man in front of you, like a shadow, silent, invisible, always alert. You don't speak unless you are spoken to. You don't eat until the boss eats. You don't sit unless you are told to sit. You see things that would keep normal people awake for years. A man dragged into a back room. A phone call that ends with someone's address being written down. A bag that is never opened in front of you, and you see none of it. You hear none of it, because your silence is your application. Your patience is your interview. You are being watched every second of every day. The men above you are not watching to see how tough you are. They already know you are tough. That is why you are here. They are watching to see if you can be controlled. Because a man who cannot control himself is useless to this organization. One wrong word, one moment of weakness, one slip of the tongue at the wrong place, and you disappear. Not fired, not warned. Disappeared. You make almost no money at this level. You take all the risk and almost none of the reward. If the police show up, you are the one they put in the car. The men above you walk out the back. That is the deal. And you accept it at the moment you showed up. How do you move up? You prove you are reliable. You prove you are quiet. You prove that when something needs to be done, you do it without question, without hesitation, and without leaving a trace. Rank 2, the Torpedo, level 2. The Torpedo, you passed the silence test. You proved you can be trusted. And now they give you a job. Not a regular job, a wet job. Someone owes money and has stopped answering calls. Someone was seen talking to a police officer for too long. Someone made a mistake that cannot be forgiven. They hand you a name, an address, sometimes just a photograph. Nothing else. No explanation. No background. No details. You don't ask why. You don't negotiate the price. You don't ask for more time. You simply nod and you handle it. But Bratva does not use the word kill. They use the word work. Going to work. Handling a situation. Taking care of business. The language is clean. The reality is not. And when the work is done, you vanish. You go home, you eat, you sleep. There is no celebration. There is no bonus waiting on the table. There is no thank you. There is only a nod from the man above you the next time you see him. A single nod. That is your reward. That nod means you are now trusted. And trust in the Bratva is the most valuable currency that exists. More valuable than money. More valuable than power. Because without trust you have nothing. With trust you have everything. You are now on the inside. And the inside is where the real money starts to flow. Rank 3, the Brigadier, level 3. The Brigadier, you have proven yourself with your hands. Now they give you something more powerful than your hands, they give you authority. You now lead a small crew of 5 to 10 men who answer directly to you. Men who were exactly where you were not long ago, standing in the cold, watching cars, waiting for their chance. Now you are their chance. You assign the jobs. You collect the debts. You manage the territory given to you by the organization. It could be a neighborhood, a marketplace, a shipping port, a nightclub district. Whatever piece of the city the Bratva gives you, you own it. You protect it with your reputation first, and with violence second. Because the best territories run smoothly without blood. Blood attracts attention. Attention attracts police. Police attracts problems that cost money. The money flows up. Every single week, without exception. You take your percentage, and the rest moves up the chain to the man above you. And his man above him. And so on until it reaches the very top. Miss a payment, you better have a reason so good that it justifies waking up the next morning. Because in this organization there is no HR department. There is no appeal process. There is no second meeting to discuss your performance. You either deliver or you become an example for the next brigadier who needs a reminder of what failure looks like. Rank 4, the Obshchak Keeper, level 4. The Obshchak Keeper. This rank is not given to fighters. It is not given to the most violent man in the room. It is given to the most trusted man in the room. You control the Bratva's communal fund, the Obshchak. Think of it as the organization's treasury. Every crew, every brigadier, every operation across every territory pays a percentage into this fund, and you are the one who holds it. Bail money when a soldier gets arrested. Bribes for the police captain who needs his palm greased. Legal fees for the lawyer who makes cases disappear. Payments to the families of men who were killed in service of the organization. Every ruble, every dollar, every euro that flows in and out of this fund passes through your hands. You are the most powerful man that no one has ever heard of. The outside world does not know your name. Your face is not in any police database. You have no criminal record because you have never done anything that looks criminal. You are a ghost. And that invisibility is not an accident. It is the most important part of your job. Because the moment the wrong person knows your name, the fund is in danger. And the fund is the lifeblood of the entire organization. You treat it like your own child. You guard it like your own life. Because if even 1 ruble goes missing under your watch, your life is exactly what you will be trading for it. Rank 5, the Avtoritet, level 5. The Avtoritet, the authority. You have climbed through blood and silence and years of discipline to reach this level, and now the entire landscape of your life changes. Multiple crews answer to you. Not one territory, entire sections of a city fall under your control. Your name is known. Not just in criminal circles, politicians receive your calls. Police commanders sit across from you, not to arrest you, but to negotiate with you. Judges have your number saved under a fake name. Businessmen who need problems solved come to you quietly through back channels. You are above the law, not because the law does not see you, but because you have made yourself too valuable to touch. You are an economy. Your operation employs hundreds of people directly and thousands indirectly. The city moves partly because of you. But power at this level is the most dangerous thing you have ever held. Every brigadier beneath you is watching. Every rival organization is measuring you. Every ambitious man in your own organization is calculating whether he is ready to make a move. You stopped sleeping like a normal person years ago. Not from fear, fear left you a long time ago, but from awareness. You are always aware, always calculating, always 3 moves ahead. Because at this level, the moment you stop thinking is the moment someone else starts. Rank 6, the Zakone, level 6. The Zakone, thief-in-law. Stop. Before you read another word, understand that most men who spend their entire lives in this world never reach this rank. Not because they lack ambition, not because they lack violence, but because this rank cannot be taken, it cannot be bought, it cannot be earned through money or murder alone, it can only be given. A Zakone is voted into existence by existing Vori, the Council of Thieves, in law. A man must be nominated, his entire criminal history is examined, his loyalty, his silences, his sacrifices, his time served in prison, all of it is weighed and discussed. If the council agrees, a ceremony is held. Ancient criminal oaths that predate the Soviet Union are spoken aloud. Tattoos are placed on the body that tell the story of who you are, what you have done, and what you stand for. Stars tattooed on your knees mean you kneel to no authority on this earth. Stars on your shoulders mean you carry the weight of the brotherhood. Cathedral spires tattooed across your chest represent years served behind bars, each spire a sentence, each tower a sacrifice. You are now beyond nationality, beyond politics, beyond any government or legal system. Avor Zakone from Moscow is greeted as a brother by Avor from Berlin, from New York, from Tokyo. You are part of a criminal brotherhood that has survived the collapse of the Soviet Union, survived wars, survived decades of the most aggressive police operations in history. You are untouchable, and you carry that weight every single day of your life. Rank 7 the Pakhan, level 7 the Pakhan, the boss, the father, the last rank, the final throne. You made it. Through the cold streets and the wet jobs and the missed payments and the prison sentences and the betrayals and the funerals of men you called brothers, you made it to the very top. And now let me tell you what the top actually looks like. You never touch a weapon. It has been years since your hands have been dirty in the way they once were. You never touch cash directly. Every financial transaction is filtered through layers of legitimate businesses, restaurants, construction companies, import-export firms, real estate holdings across 3 different countries. You communicate through trusted messengers only. Your phone calls are short, coded, and made from devices that are changed every 48 hours. The FSB Russia's Federal Security Service has a file on you that fills an entire cabinet. Interpol has your photograph distributed to 40 countries. The CIA tracks the movement of your assets across international borders in real time. 3 governments would celebrate publicly if you were arrested tomorrow, and yet you had breakfast at home this morning. You walked in a park this afternoon. You will sleep in your own bed tonight. Because you are protected by the most powerful force that exists in the criminal world. Silence. An army of men who would accept a prison sentence before they speak your name. Lawyers who have spent decades making evidence disappear. Officials in positions of power who owe you debts that can never be fully repaid. You don't make decisions anymore. You make one decision, and that single decision sets events in motion that affect the lives of thousands of people. Soldiers, politicians, businessmen, families who have no idea that their lives are being shaped by a man they have never heard of. You built this empire from a street corner with nothing but violence, patience, and an understanding of human nature that most people will never develop. You are the Pakhan, the most powerful criminal rank on earth, and the loneliest position you have ever held in your entire life. 7 ranks, 7 levels, 7 prices that most men are never willing to pay. From a frozen street corner with nothing to the untouchable throne of one of the most feared criminal organizations in human history. The Russian Bratva does not recruit, it does not advertise, it does not send you an invitation. It simply appears in your life at the moment you are hungry enough, desperate enough, or ambitious enough to say yes. And once you say yes, you belong to it. Not for a year, not for a career, forever. There is no retirement plan inside the Bratva. There is no exit interview. There is no quiet life waiting for you on the other side. The only exits from this organization are 3: prison, exile, or a grave in a city no one will ever take you to visit. This was your life inside the Russian Bratva. Every rank, every sacrifice, every price. If this video made you think differently about power, loyalty, and what it truly costs to climb, then you already understand what Dark Ranks is about. Subscribe, because next time we go somewhere even darker.